All right, today we're jumping into a devotional called The Kingdom and Its Blessed Hope. We're going to break down its core message, what it's asking people to do, and a pretty massive global mission that's tied to it all. Let's get right into it.
So right off the bat, everything we're about to talk about really boils down to this one verse from Titus. Those two phrases you see, blessed hope and glorious appearing, they're the absolute key. Think of them as the main thread that weaves through this entire message.
Okay, so the first big idea we need to wrap our heads around is that the kingdom of God isn't presented as just one single thing. Instead, it's talked about as existing in two different states at the very same time. Let's see what that actually looks like.
And this is where that dual nature comes in. On the one hand, you've got the present reality. This is a spiritual thing happening for believers right here, right now. But on the other hand, there's also this future hope, which is the belief in a literal physical kingdom that's going to be set up on earth someday.
So you might be asking, what's the point of this future hope? Well, according to this devotional, it's not just some passive waiting game. It's meant to be a really active, stabilizing force in a believer's everyday life. It's supposed to act like an anchor.
So what exactly is this blessed hope? The source defines it as this eager, almost excited anticipation of Jesus Christ's return. That's the moment, it says, when that future kingdom goes from being just a hope to being a full-blown reality.
And they use this really powerful image to describe it, an anchor. You know, just like an anchor keeps a ship from being tossed around in a storm, the idea here is that this hope keeps believers steady and on course, especially when life gets tough.
But this is crucial. It's not just about some fuzzy, abstract feeling. The devotional draws a straight line from having this hope to how a person actually lives their life day to day. It's designed to be a real motivator.
And you can see here how that plays out in real life. This hope is framed as this powerful driver that's supposed to lead directly to these four actions: living a holy life, getting actively involved in growing the kingdom, staying faithful even when things are hard, and keeping your eyes on eternal rewards instead of just temporary stuff. So all of that motivation gets distilled down into this really clear three-step call to action: persevere, advance, and focus. Each one of these is presented as a direct result of holding on to that blessed hope. Okay, and right here, the message really shifts gears. It moves from what an individual should be doing to this huge collective mission, a mission with a goal that is, frankly, incredibly ambitious. Just look at this number for a second. 500 million. It's a huge number, right? The document just puts it out there, and you're left wondering, what on earth is that about? Well, here's the answer. That number is the specific goal of a mission they call Operation 500 Million Souls for Christ. It's an initiative that's directly tied to that whole idea of advancing the kingdom that we just talked about. So if someone wants to get involved, the source lays out three very specific ways to do that. You can be a prayer partner, a hands-on volunteer missionary, or what they call a kingdom investor, which means providing financial support.
And you might be wondering, who's behind all this? Well, it's an organization called the Ambassadors Elite World Outreach, Inc., and they're headquartered in Lagos, Nigeria.
And this right here really paints a picture of their global reach. You can see how they coordinate what they call a midnight prayer. So it's synchronized across 8 different countries and time zones, from the US and Canada all the way to Finland and the Philippines. That takes some serious coordination.
And of course, to keep a community that spread out connected, they're using pretty much every tool in the modern digital toolbox. They're on WhatsApp and Telegram for daily stuff, but also all over social media, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube.
And that brings us to the final thought the devotional leaves you with. After laying out the hope, the motivation, and the mission, it all comes full circle with this one question, tying everything back to the beginning. How does one prepare for a glorious return? It's a question that's really meant to make you stop and think about everything you've just heard.